if you can just conceive it, if you believe in him and just achieve it. No matter what, if you can just conceive it, I can achieve it. What if you can just conceive it?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can remember all those tiny little words that go so fast. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us here at Unity of Vancouver. Please sing along with us. We're going to do an old favorite, Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Those of you here with us, you might want to stand up. You might want to clap along. Those of you at home, get up. You're in your living room. Move your body around. Welcome the beautiful day. Randy is dancing up there, if you could only see. Put a little love in your heart. Please join us. You guys want to stand up? They're looking at me like, not really. Come on. It's Sunday morning. We're going to find that love inside of our hearts.
Of your fellow man, give a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. We want the world to know we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Decide
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Vancouver here in beautiful, beautiful British Columbia. Thank you so much for being here with us. Wherever you are out there, watching on YouTube or watching on Zoom, or those of you here in the congregation today, thank you for being here. God bless you. We're going to have a wonderful day. Today we're going to talk about humility, which seems like meekness, but I think we're going to find out it's a little different than that. Let's start our service off with some incredible music from these wonderful people, Beverly and Patsy and Linda and Katerina. Let's just get started, and then as soon as they're finished, our hostess, Janet Law, will be out to talk to us. Take it away,
Great.
kids.
Thank you, Bob. Please join us in this wonderful Unity song, When I Pray, by Daniel Nahmod. It's beautiful. Yeah, love this one. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for that warm welcome earlier, Bob. So as you know, our talk today is on the power of humility, and on this topic, Confucius says, humility is the solid foundation of all virtues. And Rick Warren says, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Something to think about. And Yogi Berra, the great baseball player, who was very famous for the mispronunciation, said, "It ain't the heat that gets to you out there, it's the humility." Remember that. And finally, a little, what I would say, mirth moment. The chief rabbi of a synagogue at Yom Kippur, I better say that right, is beating his breast and crying tears, and they're running down his cheeks. I'm nothing, Lord. I'm nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Seeing Rabbi's example, the chief donor to the synagogue, a very wealthy banker, kneels down next to the rabbi and hits himself on the chest, and he too yells, "I'm nothing. God forgive me for thinking I'm something. I'm not. I'm nothing." Whereupon Shalom, the temple janitor, gets down on his knees and yells, "I'm nothing, I'm nothing." And the rabbi, seeing this, leans over the banker and whispers, "Now, look who thinks he's nothing." Now, Bob, you gave us that joke, and so have a laugh. Have a laugh. There we go. Good, good, good. Okay. So I would like to now call upon our host board member today to give us our prayer. If you could come up, Terry Collette, we would love to hear your prayer this morning.
Thank you, Janet. Well, welcome this morning, everyone, and a pleasure to be here. Today, I want to focus and honor the relationship between form and non-form. So please join me in this experience, and let us begin with deep, gentle, rhythmic, diaphragmatic breathing. And I would encourage you to close your eyes. And the reason I'm asking you to close your eyes is I want you to look inward and journey with me inward, past the form, past the mental being, past the emotional being, and come to rest in the flame, in the being of light and love, our original essence. So bathing in this, and from this perspective, I want you to have a soft distance gaze back onto our form and look and realize in our form we have 70 trillion cells. Yes, 70 trillion cells. In each cell, there is 6 feet of DNA. And if we were to stretch that together end to end, it would go around Mother Earth twice. Or consider the fact that we have 25,000 miles of blood vessels. We are light beings, and we have created a miracle in form. An example of this is Guru Nanak, who actually formed the Sikh lifestyle. So several hundred years ago, meditating, he walked into the river. He disappeared for 3 days. And then he came back out. And in this case, his light and his aura was so bright it was actually visible. So he went from form to non-form and back again. What did he have to say about the relationship? I bow to God. I humbly bow to the primal one, the pure light, without beginning, the unstruck sound. Throughout all the ages, God is one and the same. So we are, in a sense, miracles in the game of life. So with humility, let us draw back the curtains and allow our presence, our true presence, to be present in our life right now. And so it is. Thank you.
Please join us in singing the Aramaic Lord's Prayer.
Holy Spirit, creator and life of all, you create a space inside us and fill it with your presence. Our oneness now prevails. Your one desire flows through ours as energy fills all forms. You give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment. You untangle the knots of error that bind us as we release others. We don't let appearances make us forgetful of our source. We stay free.
Will you please have a seat, and wherever you are in the universe, let's breathe together gently in through our nose, gently holding that breath until it feels appropriate to let it go. Now we're going to flow. We're just going to flow. We're just going to let the Spirit of life, the Holy Spirit of life, the great mind, to move into us and expand us so that we feel the presence inside of us of Holy Spirit in every one of the trillions of cells that are now coming alive with a new energy and light. And I can feel the tingling in my body, in my toes and fingers. And I know that it's the presence of me as a part of Holy Spirit, as a presence of Holy Spirit. And I move now out of my body and out of this room, wherever that is, and out over till I'm over the great sea. And this sea is not water. This sea is a sea of grace, of pure presence. And I sink into that presence, into that sea, and I'm surrounded and filled with the joy and the light of that sea. And I sink farther into it, and it becomes even more intense. More beauty, more light, more love flowing into every cell of my body, holding me, cradling me, snuggling me, letting me know that I'm home. And I sink all the way down, and there's no bottom. The grace continues to intensify and become more glorious and more beautiful. And the colors, oh, the beautiful colors around me, changing. And the presence around me of people who have departed, who I love, and they are all here with me, smiling. You can see them, you can see them. You can give each of them their name back. We are in the presence of Holy Spirit. We are in the presence of the one great love of mind, of the creative power of all universes, which is just pure love, pure intelligent energy. And we are told by all of this information, by all of these people that are around us, we are told by the presence of Holy Spirit, we are told, you are loved. You are blessed. You are safe. You are free. Can you know that? Can you just take that inside of you and let it be a truth for you that you are loved? You are blessed. You are safe. And you're free. You're safe. You're safe. And your body is completely well. Your body is completely well. You are forgiven for anything you've ever done. Right now, right this moment, you're forgiven. Your love, your joy, you are peace. Let us stay in this space. Let us stay in this deep sea of grace and continue to be blessed and continue to know who we are. Let's stay here for a little while. And let's not come back until we hear the lovely voice of Beverly Elliott. Just float, just drift.
I've decided to be happy. I've decided to be glad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had. I've decided to let go of all this pain tonight. I've decided to let go of all these demons inside. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I know what I came for. I've decided to be open to that little voice inside, telling me I'm beautiful. It's okay to be alive. I decided to be kinder to myself when I feel sad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I've got what I came for. I've decided to be happy. I've decided to be glad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had.
Today we're going to talk about humility, but it's going to be a little different than I think most of us have thought about humility. Because humility is not meekness nor weakness. Humility is an attitude of spiritual groundedness, isn't it? It's a state that allows universal power to flow in and through us. It's the quiet energy, that quiet energy that empowered Mother Teresa and Gandhi and Thoreau and Jesus and Lao Tzu and all of the great spiritual leaders. It's humility. And so it's not coming on your knees and bending forward and begging. That's kind of a position or maybe some sort of a posture of humility. But humility is knowing who I am. Not having to try to become something for someone else, not having to pretend, not being in competition with an image of where I should be or who I should be, or not trying to figure out another way of being. Humility is knowing who I am and knowing that that's exactly who I am supposed to be. Unfortunately, we don't often know who that is. And the reason why is because we have all these images in front of that. All these images. So, only humility can give us harmony, lives of truth. Only in humility can we fulfill our lives. So what if I asked you a question? What if I said, who are you? And you answered. And I asked you 10 more times, who are you? And each time that you answered, you have to give a different answer. What would your answer be on the 10th time? If you just think on that for a moment. Who are you? 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 Then the 10th time, I think you'd be beginning to realize that all the rest of those things are images. But what if you had, for instance, no sexual gender, not male or female, nor combination, no sexual identification whatsoever? What if you had no race? What if you had no schooling and no career? What if you had no family? What if you had no friends, no address, no phone number, no citizenship, no possessions? Then who are you? Then who are you? Your only honest answer might be, I don't know. And that would be a really good answer, because it would be really close to where we're going. Those things that I just mentioned, gender and school and race and all of that stuff, those aren't who you are. Those aren't important. Those are just add-ons, aren't they? They're add-ons. So when you came out of your mama's womb, and you did, I think I can make that statement pretty clearly to everyone listening and watching. You were just this little, simple, clean, normal, happy baby. You didn't have any of the things I just said. Didn't have any of that stuff. Then who were you? Then at that point, who were you? Because you see, that's humility, is knowing who we are. That's humility, knowing who we are not. And not trying to be something other than. See, the thing that happens is, Buckminster Fuller said, every child is a genius until he or she is 6 years old. What happens at 6 years old is that we start learning that we're not smart. We go to school and we compete with other people and we compete with the grades. You got a C, you got a D. So it's always competition, and you're always trying to be something. Let me be something. When I was a boy, I was told so many times, you'll never amount to anything. I was totally, completely indoctrinated with you'll never amount to anything. And that was absolutely right. I've never amounted to anything. Just because that was an artificial target to shoot at, amounting to something. I'm still the naked little baby. I don't know any of the rest of the stuff. It's just, so then who am I? I am becoming. I am becoming, and the great mind of life is, I am becoming, and God is. Humility. Not being ashamed or meek or quiet or unobserving or undisturbing, but being who you are. That's pretty darn powerful. That's pretty darn powerful. So humility then is honesty, is being one with what is. And what is the great mind of creation. And the great mind of creation has a code by which it operates. The great mind of creation. And I'm talking about that power that's flowing in this room right now, that's flowing with you wherever you are. The power that's flowing through you, that's giving you the ability to think, to realize, that's pumping your blood through your body at 20,000 gallons or 2,000 gallons a day, every day of your life, and all of the rest of the system that's moving. That power that's flowing into you, that's creating that, that's letting that happen, that's letting the trees grow on the mountains and the great seas roll in upon the silver shores. That great power, that great energy that's inside of us right now, that has a code by which it operates. And I'm going to tell you the code in just a minute, and it's going to be so exciting. Because if we get the code, that means that we can also operate within that. This is so neat, that code. The code is harmony. The universe flows in harmony. It harmonizes with itself. The wind blows through the trees. The trees have some dead leaves or needles and branches. That blows them out, and they settle on the forest floor. And they turn into compost that grows new things out of the forest floor, and everything harmonizes. Everything is flowing, always flowing, always flowing. It's all harmony. In our lives, my dear, sweet, lovely, wonderful friends, men and women, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, we've stopped living in harmony. And I'm going to say some things, and I'm not saying them to take away from them, but just to give you an example. We all the animals on the planet live in nature except us. We're the only ones. We build these little square boxes and get inside of them and close the doors. And then we don't really feel the trees. We don't really feel the air. We don't really feel the sea. We're not really flying with the eagles. We're in our boxes watching it on television. We're not natural anymore. We say, I got to get up. I can't, I'm sorry to interrupt this conversation, but I got to get to work. I was late yesterday. I can't afford to be late. What? What is this regimentation? Is that natural? Is that nature? And I'm not saying quit your jobs and tear down your house. What I'm saying is, let's just look at who are we really. It's okay to do all of those things. It's okay to have our little automobiles where we get to and from things, but don't let ourselves be structured in such a way that we forget who we are. We are creatures of the universe. We're creatures of nature. Nature flows in and out of us as we breathe. Then we are both the created and the creator. Because the presence of Holy Spirit, the wisdom of Holy Spirit, see, and it's hard for us to get to the wisdom of Holy Spirit, isn't it? It's really hard. And the reason that it's hard is because we have brains. And we have subconscious minds, and we have memories, and we have ideas and opinions and beliefs, and we get all that stuff going, and that's it. I know who I am. I know where I am. I know what country I live in. I know I got all that figured out. It's all baloney. All of it's all baloney. You love your dog. If you have a dog or if you have a cat, oh my God, what wonderful, wonderful creatures. The big old dog give you big snaky licks and wags his tail, and when you can be gone, you can do something wrong. They just forgive you right away. They're just wonderful. But we have this regimented thing. Nope, this is right. That means this has got to be wrong because this is right. So that's wrong. Get rid of that. Well, wait a minute. I just threw out the baby with the bathwater. Let's get some of that back. And, we're just making all these artificial determinations about what is and what isn't. What isn't. What is. Everything that is God. And we are just simple raindrops in the flood of life. When we're not living lives that we came here to experience, we're living in self-doubt. That's the great enemy. That's incidentally another name for fear. Self-doubt. There is no other fear. There is no other fear in the universe except self-doubt. Check it out. We're natural, spiritual guidance systems are calling us to be, do, and have what's natural to us. And are we ignoring that message? We do so in order that we can be more acceptable to our artificial world, but then we live in self-doubt, in a bit of anxiety. Am I enough? Do people like me? Is it possible for me to ever be all I want to be? How can I ever fill this emptiness inside me? My dear brothers and sisters, how long must we be in self-doubt? Can't we choose today to come back home, back to the garden of balance and productivity? Come, let's go together into this field of possibility. Let's go together into lives of meaning, of purpose, and of significance to our world. We can do that now because we're pure. We're forgiven. Did you know that? You're forgiven. You're pure. You're perfect as you are right now.
I am here. I am whole as I am. I am safe. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free, and I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole. I am loved. Nothing can illuminate the darkness like a serenade. Nothing can make peace like a song. We've got a ways to go, but then we're closer than we've ever been. Let's walk together on and on. I am here. I am whole as I am. I am safe. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free, and I'm as perfect as can be. I am here. I propose a family that looks a lot like you and me, including all the people that we love. Then we'll take a photograph of everybody as they laugh, put it in a book entitled Us. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free, and I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. May seem just like a song, may seem just like a thought. Soon it will take hold, become a truth that's taught for generations, generations, generations. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free, and I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am here, I am here, I am whole, as I am, as I am. I am safe, I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free, I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am here, I am whole as I am.
Two things to know about ourselves. We are so insignificant, we are almost nothing. I am so insignificant, I'm almost nothing. That's the first thing to know about ourselves. Second thing to know about ourselves, we are so significant that we carry the multiverse inside of us as us. But we can't live with artificial identities. We have to let go of our artificial identities. It's not easy because we just have to identify them, for one thing. We can't decide who we are. We can't think who we are. But we have to know who we are. We already know who we are. Go back to that little tiny baby. Just the little crying baby. Just bundled up tight and given back to mama. Has no clue who or what that baby is. And yet, there's a knowingness inside. And here's the thing, that knowingness is a flowingness. That knowingness of who that baby is the flowingness. When you take we consider, a baby can't do anything. Babies don't do anything. They poop and cry and eat, and that's about it. But when you take that little baby and hold that baby up to your neck, what happens to you? What do you feel? When that little soft head goes up against your neck, what goes on in your body? That baby's not doing anything, Pick up a doll or a rock and put it against your neck and see how it feels. And then put that baby up there. Whew, my goodness. My body's flooded with this ecstasy, with this feeling of joy. Oh, it's just so empowering. That baby's giving me that. And you and I can continue to give that to each other. It's called love. It's nothing special. It's just the way the universe works. It's the way the universe turns. When I said that you could carry a multiverse inside of you, what do I mean by a multiverse? A multiverse, you're going to like this. Stick with me here. Means there are a lot of universes that we are occupying at this time. There are a lot of universes, more than just the one we're seeing here, that we're occupying at this time. How many? Scientists have calculated that there are 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 15 universes all going on simultaneous with this. Now, how would you get to that next universe? Well, you get on a rocket ship and you sail it out until you get to the end of this universe and into the next one, right? Well, that's kind of silly. All of those universes are all going on right here, right now, at this moment. So I said that would be 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 15 universes. They stopped there. The scientists stopped there because they couldn't calculate any further. But they surmised that there could well be 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 10 to the power of 7 universes. What is that number? How can we imagine it? It's important that we talk about that today because I'm talking about humility and who we really are in this game plan. Scientists tell us that to write out all zeros that would represent the number of universes, we would have to fill this universe with sand, then get a tiny pen and write 10 billion on each grain of sand. That really means to me that there are an unlimited number of universes. That means an unlimited number of realities, an unlimited number of paradises, of opportunities for growth, for reality. Now imagine with me for a minute that you are occupying all of those universes. That means in all time, in all space, everywhere, through quintillions of places, you are all awake. You're there doing, being, growing, experiencing, expressing, growing, becoming. Why? Why would God create that? God didn't create that. That was created as the creation. In other words, you, the creators, created that. You are creating that by your minds. You are creating that when you flow with nature. You are creating as a tree creates itself, and the tree allows in the creation of itself to give so that other trees may be created. An apple tree gives apples, they fall to the ground, the squirrel runs off with the apples, seeds get planted, a new apple tree grows. That apple tree is being an apple tree in and of itself, and in doing that, it's giving back to the universe, to you and to me and to the world. I was out on a boat, and I was sitting on the gunwale. For those of you who are not boaty people, that's the side of the boat. And I was sitting there looking over the side, looking out at the sea, and I was eating an apple, and it was a juicy, sweet apple. And every time I took a bite of that apple, as I was just sitting quietly by myself, watching the beautiful undulating waves just pass underneath the boat, just being rocked and loved by the sea and eating that apple, it dawned on me that the sea gave me that apple. It dawned on me that the juice running down my chin was water from the sea. It dawned on me that the tree that grew the apple couldn't have done that without the sea. It dawned on me that all of this is one. The sky, the sea, the apple, everything, me, we're all one. We're all flowing together. I think we started to talk about humility earlier. This is humility. Humility isn't being less than. It's getting rid of the shields and the signboards that tell me who I am till I get to the place where I say, I don't know, and then I become. I don't know who I am. I'm just here flowing in light and in grace. So when I said something about the universe, multiverses, what that means to us as spiritual beings is that we're present in all forms, in all of that. And what we can use the sea as an example of the flowing nature, can't we? What better example could we have of nature, flowing nature, than the ocean? 99% of living space on the planet, that's 99%, is in the ocean. In the ocean, let me talk for a moment, if I can, about the ocean. And I think a lot of times when people think about the ocean, they get a little bit of fear. If I was out on the ocean, what if we sank? What if I drowned? What if? So they're a little bit timid about the ocean. I've lived a great deal of my life on or under the ocean, and I feel like I've been constantly loved and blessed and carried by the energy and by the spirit of the ocean in every way, constantly through my life. I just feel so honored and blessed by the ocean. Did you know that the ocean, we just think of that vast plain out there. When I was a kid, I went down, I lived in San Diego, and we went out on this jetty, my friend and I, and we fished. We'd get drop lines and we'd fish down in the holes of the jetty and catch fish, because we lived in a housing project. We didn't have a lot of money, so we took those fish home on the bus. That was always fun. String. Get away! What? So, but one day I was out there, and I've done that for a long time. I love the ocean. I've just loved it everywhere. I just went to the ocean as often as I could. Not so much the beach, but the ocean, where you can get out actually past the breakers where the sea is. One day a guy came by scuba diving. Never saw a scuba diver. And he came up on the rocks right where we were. And he took off his mask and he was talking to us. And I was looking at him, and like part of his body was down in the water. And I'm going, whoa, you're not on the surface, you're like in there. So we were talking a little bit, and he said, here, take my mask, put it on, and look in the water. Now, I don't know how old I was, maybe 14 years old, something like that. I put my face down in the water, and there was a whole new world. The rocks didn't stop at the edge. The sea is here, and the rocks, that's it. The rocks kept going down, and there were fish swimming around the rocks, and there was beautiful kelp, and there was starfish, and I was going, after a while, this guy's tapping me, and I'm going, what? Just give me my mask back. And after that, I just started living part of my life under the ocean. The ocean. The ocean. The ocean is our life. The blood in your system has the same consistency as the oceans. A man's sperm has the same salinity and consistency as the ocean. We are creatures of the ocean. We came out of the ocean once, many millennia ago, but we still have the ocean inside of us. Do you know, we think of the land as great. You know, we have these big mountains, like we have Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Yes, there's Mount Everest. If you took Mount Everest and put it in the deepest part of the ocean, there would be 1.5 miles of water on top of it. That's how deep the ocean is. The creatures that live there, the tiniest creature, like a virus, tiny virus living in the ocean. And the greatest is the blue whale. The blue whale is the largest animal that's ever lived on the planet. And it's here right now. It's larger by far than any of the dinosaurs. You could put 50 full-grown elephants together, and they would begin barely to equate a blue whale. It has a heart the size of a Volkswagen. Its blood vessels are so large that trout could swim through there. That's just going on right now. That's not outside of our reality. That's happening right now. Right now, the waves in the ocean are rolling, and they're not going to stop. Right now, all that life is going on under the ocean. Right now, it's giving off all of the the oxygen that we need to breathe. Every second breath you take comes from the ocean. Every second breath you take comes from the ocean. This is one planet in one universe. There are all those other universes going on, and we are present in all of them right now. Then who are we? We are creators, and we create by love. We create by touching each other, by loving each other. So let's stop being in competition with some imagined level of being. Let's surrender to simply being a part of nature, gifted to be both creator and created. Let's find ourselves, shall we? Floating in a sea of reality, in a sea of tranquility. Let's let go of the needs to be important. Let's instead seek to be valuable, healing, spreading lightness in the place of self-doubt. Let's remember that each of us are as great as the most magnificent galaxy and as trivial as a dust mote. Let us remember that what makes us significant is our giving, our radiance. Then you, my dear friend, you'll know your truth. You'll know in perfect humility what makes you so valuable to me, to yourself, to your family, to your world, to your friends. Your pure flowing love is energy. It's the music of the soul. Call it what you will, but the love that shines from you graces this world in a way that has never been felt before. And that's the only gift you can give. That's your reason for being here. That's my reason for being here. Together, in love, we will make the difference in the world that we seek.
To be humble, to be kind. To be humble, to be kind. It is the giving of the peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend. To give in such a way that has no end. We are love. We are when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are how we treat each other.
So I've spent a lot of time talking today about who are we really. Beverly just told us. We are love, we are peace, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. We are, because that's love. I know I've finished with my talk and I'm going to ask for the offering, but I just wanted to say one more quick thing, and that's this. If you got some power out of today's talk, if something changed inside of your mind, if you said, you know, I am just this quiet, humble being in this universe, but there's a power of wisdom and grace flowing into me, and I'd like to be able to expand that, but this is kind of new for me, and it's a little bit awkward, and I'm not sure how to do that. Let me tell you that how you do that, you've got to associate with other people who are on the same path. If you associate only with people who are not on that path, you get lost again. After the service, downstairs we're going to have coffee and tea and some cookies, and you can get to know some other people and talk to some other people down there. But you need to find people who are on this path and visit with them, get their phone numbers, talk to them, because we can't do it alone. It's hard to break the habits, the addictions to our old ways of life and come into flowing with the grace of God. It's hard to make that happen alone, but you don't have to do it alone. So find someone that you can buddy up with and exchange good ideas. Now I want to ask you that if, in fact, you found value today, and if you find value in this ministry, please help us expand it. And expand it in two ways. One, by being generous financially today. And the other is to bring friends or family. If you think that this is a valuable thing, then dare somebody to come with you. No, the very worst they can do is say, that's very nice, but it's not for me. But there's a good possibility they'll say, wow, something happened inside of me. Be willing to do that. Take a dare. So I'd like for you, if you will now, to consider the possibility that you are a real cause of goodness in the world by what you do, by what you give, not only to this ministry, but day by day. And regarding giving to this ministry, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask Janet to come forward and talk to us about how to do that.
Thank you, Bob. So now if you could please hold your offering in your hand and join us in seeing it going into the world and changing lives and bringing more and more light and kindness into the world. And we can all say our affirmation together now. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And if you're here in person, please drop off your donation in the back, and the ushers will be there as you exit the sanctuary. And if you prefer to donate online, that's easy enough to do as well. All you need to do is go to our website, unityofvancouver.org, and you can do your donation there through PayPal, through Tidely, through e-transfer, and we will surely receive your wonderful donation. And now, while we think about that giving, we will now have the music of Patty Goddeau, Beverly Elliott, our wonderful Linda Kidder, and Katerina Murphy. Wow, was that ever a blessing this morning? You've seen all of our announcements come up, but before we bring up our prayer chaplain again, we want to make sure you know about that. Can you just say a little bit about Anne's class that will be starting October the 31st?
Yeah, thank you. Anne DeVolen, working with Kayla, is putting together, it's not really a class, it's an experience. So that if you're a creator, or you want to be a creator, then come on Monday mornings from 10 till 11:30 downstairs, where there'll be articles that you can create from canvases and paints and that sort of thing. And you can actually, through the leadership of these incredible artists, begin to express the joy and the power and the love that's inside of you in an artistic form. Like Katerina was just playing the violin, and it took me back, the sound of that, it goes back, doesn't it, through our ages and back to the ages of our grandparents and our great-grandparents, people in Ireland and in other parts of Europe and in the Southwest and in early Canada and on the East Coast, the violin, like this, that's the kind of creativity we're talking about. It's inside of you. You have a chance to bring it out. Come on Monday mornings. Start on the 31st, on Halloween Day. Come and we'll carve a pumpkin.
We may do that as well. Oh my goodness, you're giving us new ideas, Bob. That's wonderful. Good. So we do have our affirmative prayer chaplains here at Unity. We do teach affirmative prayer, and so our chaplains today are Uta Reed, Melba Burns, Jeannie Bell Irving, and Len Satoff on Zoom. Can you just put your hands up, prayer chaplains? There we go. Good. So to have confidential prayer with one of our chaplains, simply come up to the front either after all the music is finished, and they will be sitting here in the front row until then. We would also love to support all of you in prayer. And if you're watching on Zoom or on YouTube, I'll show you how you can participate in just a few minutes. As always, we want to ensure that you join us downstairs after the service for coffee, tea, and cookies, and today, croissants. And also, we have a new service for newcomers. Is there anyone here that is here for the first time at Unity today? Thank you for being here. So we would like to offer you in the lobby a little package, a letter of welcome, and a coupon for a latte upstairs at our latte machine. So please join us there before you go downstairs. And now, as we bring our service to a close, let's join Bob in our closing affirmation.
So join me, if you will, please, in the prayer for protection. And just once again, I just pour my blessings out to you. I love you so much. And I know you love me, and I know that Janet and us all join together in this great pool of love, of kindness, of consideration, of caring for one another. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And our peace song.
Yes, please join us, stand and join us in singing the peace song.